Stein. You are giving credit to your mentors. You are everything, Imelda. And what I love about this whole format we've got here is last week we saw Fabian. This week we've got Imelda and Robert Gonzalez from inside of the Spartan culture. We've got people from inside of the Fardulis culture. We've got the next speakers coming from the inside of the Croto culture. And we're starting to finally get that we are one team, one dream. And I've been begging Fardulis, and I'm probably out of line here, to this leadership mastery that's coming on that he had in June. This thing should be a company-wide, bad to the bone, unbelievable, all day, bring the rain training that we all learn from. And collaboration, communication, unification needs to happen. And I don't know if you've noticed it out there, but there is a whole lot more collaboration, communication, cooperation going on between sales and the field. I mean, if you saw what happened, all we're doing is just promoting the living crud out of what these people are doing. And what they're doing is edifying and appreciating, recognizing the promotion. That's all that's basically happening. And that comes down to Sean Brown. That comes down to Alex Tice and Elise Brown. I mean, they are bringing the rain. Sean's on, I don't even understand how he's got time to be on all these calls. But I'm telling you one thing, it is massively, massively appreciated. And I'm telling you, all of us are looking for a Julie, for a Fred, for a Dan, for an Imelda, and here comes Jaime. And you guys don't even know Jaime. And Jaime goes and finds Imelda working out in the personal coaching world, brings her to his upline, Luis Ariaza, and the rest is history. Fred talked about that. Denise doing that with that Callie. I mean, I am telling you, we have got a model here for the ages if we'll just take the time to appreciate it. Sean, let me guess, another woman. Who do we have now?
Well, thank goodness we have another woman. And don't any of you believe for a second that anybody in the world texted Tom and said we need more men. Nobody texted him that at all. That's never happened in the history of the universe. Here's the other thing. Before we get to the introduction, Becca, here we go. He screenshotted me rubbing my head. I'm acted disgusted. Like, he's such a builder, such a lifter. And here's the thing.
Here's what I typed. I said, wake up, you're introducing the next speaker. So I was just so afraid he was dozed off for the whole thing. So go ahead.
When you have friends like Tom, who needs enemies?
I know. Yeah. He fills both roles. It's fantastic. Here's the thing before I introduce Becca, who's incredible. I thought I'd give you a little quick update on Team Challenge. I have the final numbers. You want to know what we did?
600 new signups.
6,400 new enrollments. 6,400 new enrollments. This is even better, 1.4 million QV.
That's crazy, you guys.
1.4 in 30 days. And these are only the people that are in Team Challenge, right? This isn't the rest of the company. Only the people in Team Challenge enrolled, 6,400 people and 1.4 million QV.
That is
all
awesome.
new. All new. That's all new. Right? Not one existing order on that bunch. So, wow. Congratulations to all of you for getting it done. That's impressive, right? Like, super great. So, all right, let's get on to introducing.
Wait a second. Talk about Croto.
Oh, okay. Croto's cool. He does a good job. He's been in network marketing forever, and he owns some Greek restaurants with his wife, and we love him. Good job, Croto.
Oh,
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. I thought
Becca. Yeah. And it's unbelievable what he's done as far as that whole Elevate system is unbelievable. She's embraced it, and now you introduce her, but I just wanted to make sure he knew that as the upline of Becca that didn't do the job, quite frankly, Croto did. and she popped into a system, a culture and a system that worked for her. And, with Paul, and I call him Croto. I like it. It just comes out of my mouth better. I just love him. I love him because he's so 100% all longevity all the time for all of us. And he's 10 times the trainer. I just love him. And I just wanted you to get that out of your mouth. So I did it for you. Now go to Becca.
Okay. Denise, could you run upstairs real quick? Tom's got an eyebrow hair that's covering his eyeball, and it's been bugging me for like an hour. So if you could just go up there and get that, that would be great. So anyways, Paul is, I'm totally kidding. He's a dear friend. Love him with all my heart. And, he really is. You guys all know Paul. I wish that Paul lived closer because I would spend a lot of time with him. He's a guy who thinks bigger, who enlarges the soul, enlarges the heart. He loves first. He cares about people. He motivates people. He's always trying to, improve himself. And Becca is a beneficiary of that, of course. But I will tell you that Becca is fantastic. I'm excited to hear from Becca today. And, she's a hard worker like no other. And she has a lot of self-esteem and believes in herself. She follows systems. Of course, she's always making sure she's using the right system or else she wouldn't do it. Lives in Washington State, not D.C., and is married with 3 kids. Now, she has 2 Rottweilers. Hopefully we'll get to see them. Thank you, Denise. Oh, so much better. She has a couple of great Rottweilers. I'm told, I've never been to her house, that she lives out in the middle of nowhere and that she is an expert on building her business in Facebook. Becca, are you there?
I am here.
Hey.
I am. And oh, wow. Yeah, so I don't know how to start this. I am just totally amazed that I was asked to be on this. But to follow the people that we've just heard from, let's give it up for them. As Julie being so humble and just such a blessing to others. And that is something that for me, I want to be a blessing to others. And like she has experienced, and I'm not anywhere where she's at yet, but that blessing has come back to her so she can continue to bless others. And I think that is just so, so incredible. Now, Fred had mentioned something about listening to people and it being so worth it. And that is something that I've been able to take from. And so Paul and I share an upline in Cheryl. And they have been so gracious in letting me be part of the Elevate system. That my gratitude, when Fred had mentioned something about the leadership, and even if they're not in your upline, our leadership here is just amazing. I've been with other companies, and if you've never been with another company and you haven't experienced the unamazingness, it just chokes me up at how incredible it is. Tom putting together all of these calls and then the training every single day is incredible. And then having Steve Wallach on and Sean Brown on and present, not just, up in their palaces, but being involved. We are just really, really blessed. And that takes me into, Dan, you're playing on feeding your mind more than you feed your stomach. I think that's one thing that when I started communicating with Paul, he pushed it so hard. And I thought to myself, I'm a believer. I don't think poorly of myself. All these things, I really didn't take the value in feeding my mind and feeding myself more than I was feeding my business. And I'll tell you, when I started doing that and I took it seriously, my business has just really exploded. So I really, really encourage you to feed your mind and if you need an accountability, you know, someplace to report what you learned in your self-development that day, the Elevate Your Mind group has just been incredible for me. Makes me be very intentional in creating my mindset for success every morning. And I do it first thing, because it is, I'm going through the day. If I don't have my mind set and I'm dealing with these people and I don't have the attitude of gratitude and the peace, love, and joy that Paul speaks of, then that, you know, floods over into my conversations with people. And if they feel a negativity, are they going to want to join me? Are they going to want to have that trust in me? And the answer is no, they're not. So, and Imelda, I mean, that was just incredible, absolutely incredible. And being who I want to attract. And that's something that I have just really put down in writing. It's like your pen is your magic wand, and that's right. I mean, I wrote down exactly who I wanted to attract, and being able to use my upline and cross line has just been incredible in being able to bring those people in to the business. Man, my story, 4 years ago, I was stuck in bed. I was in so much pain. I knew, you know, I was an herbalist. I had been in the medical field, on the manufacturing end of it. I knew that I wanted to be more on the preventive end of it rather than the reactive end of it, like I was. And I had some things happen in life that just took my health spiraling downwards. I have a beautiful little boy that I had in my 40s, and it just didn't do well with me. I gained 120 pounds, and half of that was after I gave birth to him because of how my body had reacted. So, and then car accidents, you know, it's just compounded over and over. And so whenever my husband had heard Dr. Wallach on the radio and called me up and said, "Hey, look this doctor up, let's talk about it." I was so fed up with doctors. I mean, I had spent a whole year, 4 or 5 appointments a week, going to doctors and not having any results. But in my practice as an herbalist, I had helped so many people that I wasn't able to figure out me and how can I help me. And so I found Dr. Wallach, listened to his program. It just clicked. It clicked. And we had a small farm. It's bigger now in another state. But it's true. I was looking at my animals' feeds better than I was looking at my own food. And we get stuck in that, well, if it's on the shelf, it's been approved. It's got to have some nutrition for us, and it doesn't. It really doesn't. So I got on Dr. Wallach's program, and within 3 months, I was like a totally new person. And it has just gotten better and better since then. When I first heard about the products, I had no clue that there was a business attached to it. And when I went to reorder, I was made aware of that business opportunity, and I'm like, sign me up. And I have not regretted a day of it. Using your upline, oh my goodness. There have been so many times where I've messaged Ben, and he comes back right away. We get on the phone, and he's like, Becca, we got to start at the foundation. You know, we make this too complicated sometimes. And when we start at the foundation then, and working on the gut And when I started, you know, I was wanting to help others, yet I still had a ways to go myself, but I was able to use the information that I gleaned from him in helping myself and helping my others. I'm like a totally new person. I mean, 30 years old, the MRI showed I was 70 years old. And that explained why I was always in so much pain, why I had so many limitations, and now I have none. It's just been incredible. So my focus in this business is to help people find what I found. And in doing that, I started connecting with Cheryl and Paul. They had this health evaluation system. I signed up for it, and I'm thinking, okay, great. You know, yeah, I know a little bit about, you know, health and medical and nutrition and how food is medicine. I mean, I was getting that before finding longevity, but getting involved with this health evaluation system that Paul has put together and asking hours and hours and hours of questions to Dr. Wallach and incorporating the science and everything in behind the questions has just totally made my business grow. And where Paul had said listening to people is so worth, or sorry, Fred, love you, Fred. Listening to people is so worth it. Yes, I want to hear their story, but there's sometimes where when they're talking, they forget something, and this health evaluation covers all 4 areas of health. So we pick up on things that may not be told and known as the true underlying cause. So with the evaluation, it gives us recommendations that Dr. Wallach would, you know, start them on. So it makes it so much easier, and especially for new people not knowing the product. So I have had so many people before finding the health evaluation system, I had so many people like, well, I'm afraid to go out and talk to people because I don't know enough. And this health evaluation system has just taken that section of doubt and uncertainty out of the question. It's just been huge. I love it because I have people on my team that are using the health evaluation system and signing people up. And you know, it's not about signing people up. It's about creating that connection with people, that they're building a trust in you. You have the health evaluation system as being, you know, the expert on what they should be taking. And then, you know, we can help them figure out exactly what's going to be the best fit for them and following up. You know, I use Facebook a lot now, especially, I mean, I can see my neighbors, but they're like a mile away. And it's because we're in a draw with no obstructions, but everything else is just rolling hills of farmland. I love it. And I love the fact that I can work from home and you know, more than just work from home, be able to support her family. But Facebook and finding people and adding them as a friend and then messaging them, we call that FAM, F-A-M, has been incredible. I mean, I'm connecting with people that I knew 30 years ago, even longer. I'm connecting with new people. You know, I'm in groups where there are people that have similar interests to me that I'm able to, you know, check them out and say, is this somebody that I want to be friends with? Would this be somebody that I'd want to work with? And then when we add them as a friend and send them a message and just start having a regular conversation with people and figuring out where they're at, what their hurts are in life, what their joys are in life, and just connecting with people. People love to be connected with, share that somebody cares or know that somebody cares. And that's just something, there are so many people hurting and they'll tell you about it. And in this conversation, there's been many times where I said, part of what I do is I'm a certified health coach. I'm a functional nutrition coach. I have this health evaluation system where we could find out what your score is and then what things might be missing from your diet and the areas of health that you might want to focus on. Would you be interested in checking this evaluation out? Out of probably 100 people that I've done that with recently, within the last 4 months, I think I've only had 2 or 3 no's. Now, we do find some people that, they are happy with their pain. They love the attention they get from it. And that's just something that we have to accept. We can't want it more for them than they want for themselves. But when we're connecting with people and we're building that trust and them knowing that we care about them, they're going to care about what we have to say. And that's something that Tom says all the time. And I just love it. It's like, it's so right on, so right on. So I invite them to take the health evaluation system. I invite them to the Elevate Your Health group, where there's things that are being shared it's specifically for health, products that we offer, and the benefits that they have on the body as a whole. And when they take this health evaluation system, one thing that I love about it is they get an email with their results, but so do I. So I'm able to call them up or message them right away, say, hey, I saw you took the health evaluation. Let's set up a time where we can talk about your results. And set up the time, we go over the results, and I add them in many times. When I talk about the results, I don't like to do it over Facebook Messenger. I use Zoom. And this offer that Tom has put together with this, special.workinglive.us, if you could put that up, Marianne or Pamela, that is just an amazing offer. I mean, I paid more for that. I'm trying to figure out how I can switch over. But being able to use that and have face-to-face conversations with people. I mean, I have coffee and tea with people on my team, and we're doing it through video. And then following up, they always say that the dollar's in the follow-up. Using something like contact mapping to keep track of your conversations and your people and set schedules of when you need to follow up with them, that's just an amazing resource that's available to us. And now Tom said the other day it's free. Is that right?
Pretty close.
What was that?
Pretty close. We're right. We're pivoting to make a new idea. So that's all I'm going to get for telling you, but yes.
Okay, cool. Very cool. So another thing about whenever we're doing these health evaluations and putting in the orders for these people, we don't want to just drop it at that. I mean, we've got to coach them. I mean, when it comes to how to take the product, we need to know how to take the product ourselves so that we can coach them. And another thing with the health evaluation system is that gives them a score. So as we are getting people on these products and we have them at 30 days, after 30 days and 60 days and 90 days, taking that evaluation again, and they're seeing their score go up, the retention goes up too. And then having the ability to promote other products. And, I've had several people over the last month that have said, hey, I'm telling people about this. How do I do what you're doing? So I've converted customers into distributors. And you hear this a lot as far as distributors. I don't distribute the products. The company distributes the products. I just distribute the information.
There you go.
I want to be a resource to other people. And so I love the fact that as a resource, I can help people both physically, financially, emotionally with coaching. And then of course, you know, promoting the big events. I love, love, love our events. I'm able to connect with people and just see people face to face. I mean, the people that I visit with on Facebook and being able to actually hug them at convention, Marianne, Pamela, Deb, Sarita. I mean, it's just amazing. So I think I've gone over, but I love you guys. And thank you so much. I'm so honored to be able to be part of this.
You did a great job. You know,